Hi guys, and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. As you can tell, an unusual setting today. I'm in my car, and that's because we have just received the incredibly sad news that Everton chairman Bill Kenwright has sadly passed away at the age of 78 years old, surrounded by his friends and family last night. The sad news has been rumoured on social media today. However, it never feels good or it never feels appropriate to discuss or talk about somebody's life in that manner, in my opinion. And I know a lot of people have been asking the question all day on social media, but I never really wanted to talk about it. I never really wanted to discuss it. I never really wanted to make a video discussing it because it's just, for me personally, I think it's inappropriate, especially when we hadn't found out the news. As of that point, we have found out the news now. So we can discuss it a little bit more. And if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I didn't really want to do a video tonight about this. I didn't really think there was a massive need for the video. Everybody will have heard the news. There has been an outpouring of messages from ex-Everton players, current Everton players, Everton legends, news broadcasters, people in the media, obviously sending their thoughts and condolences to Bill's family and friends. But the reason I wanted to do a video is because whilst I didn't particularly want to, I felt it was probably appropriate and probably necessary to do, considering the world in which we live in now. We live in a world which is dominated by social media, which is a platform that allows, pretty much anybody to be able to access it. As long as you've got some form of digital device, mobile phone, tablet, you can log on to social media, you can create an account, and you can have your opinion out there for the whole world to hear. And the fact that is the case means that naturally there may be some ill things said about Bill Kenwright today, or there may be some people who didn't particularly like him or didn't particularly appreciate what the way he was running Everton Football Club. But I think it's really, really important to remember that none of that actually matters today, and none of that is important. We can sit here and debate all night about the running of Everton Football Club, who's at fault, what reasons people are at fault for, who's done wrong, who hasn't. But the reality is somebody has lost their lives today. Somebody has lost their father, their grandfather, their brother, their husband, uncle. Friends will have lost an incredibly close friend as well. And the discussion about his time at Everton Football Club and the decisions that he made at Everton Football Club is completely irrelevant up until now. What is relevant now is that we are as respectful as we possibly can be. And I trust that the majority of you watching will have been very respectful. Even if you weren't particularly a massive fan of Bill Kenwright prior to this, even if you had, your negative things to say about the way in which he portrayed himself or ran the football club, nothing matters. That does not matter on this night. All of that matters is that, as I said, unfortunately, somebody has lost their life, and that is never, ever, ever anything to talk about in any form of positive light. And it's an incredibly sad day for Everton Football Club. This is a man, as I said, that has been here for so long, seen us through so many different generations of players, of managers, of seasons, going from a reconstruction of Goodison Park up until obviously or just after the reconstruction of Goodison Park to obviously a new stadium on the horizon. Somebody that has been a massively influential figure at the football club for a long time. And you only have to go onto social media and look at the messages that are being put out there by, as I said, players, ex-players, people that knew Bill Kenwright. And regardless of what you think of him as a football owner, and regardless of whether you think he did a good enough job at Everton, one thing I think is I can quite confidently sit here and say is I don't think there'll have been many people that have met Bill and have had a particularly bad word to say about him. I think a lot of people that had met him and spent time with him and spoken to him and been close to him have spoken tonight about how big of an Evertonian he was, how much this football club meant to him, and how, regardless of what decisions were made in the past, he always made those decisions with the best interest of Everton Football Club at his heart. And as I said, it's an incredibly sad day, and it was incredibly sad news when we read it today. Like I said before, the future of the football club, the questions of, well, where do we go now? What happens now? You know, blah, 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 blah. They need to be saved for another day. It's not the day to do that. You know, unfortunately, as I said, somebody has lost their husband, somebody has lost their father, somebody has lost their grandfather, and you know, to a disease that has affected millions and billions of people around the world. And I'm sure certainly has affected my family in some way, shape or form, and I'm sure it has affected a lot of your families watching now. So you know, put aside whatever thoughts you had about, you know, Bill before tonight, and whatever thoughts you had about the way in which he ran Everton Football Club, and I think we should all respect and come together and send our love and thoughts and well wishes to his family and his friends, etc, etc. At the end of the day, football is although it seems massively important to us, and although it seems like the most important thing in our lives, and at times on a Saturday afternoon it definitely seems like one of the most important things in our lives, but the reality of the situation is health and family, and you know, the people around you being healthy and happy, and all of that is so much more important. And when things like this happen, it really sinks in as to how insignificant football actually is in comparison to life itself. And you know, it is incredibly sad news that we've lost Bill. I wish I had the statement to read here from the football club. There's a digital book of you know, you can send your thoughts and love digitally on Everton's website. Go over there, check that out, and have a look into that if you'd like to. But there is a statement on Everton's website. Unfortunately, as I said, I'm on the go at the moment, so I'm not able to read it out. I've only got my phone to hand, which obviously I'm recording on. But yeah, obviously second everything that is in that statement, and massively devastating and sad news. Rest in peace to Bill Kenwright. Thoughts and prayers obviously are with his family, with his friends, with everybody he was close to at this difficult time, and I think we all have to be very respectful during this moment as well, because, you know, regardless of your thoughts on Everton and what has gone on, it's not the time to discuss them now. It's the time to mourn and you know, ultimately be respectful towards somebody that has lost their lives, and somebody that was so close to our football club. Whatever you think of him, he was so close, he was so integrated with Everton Football Club. Bill Kenwright and Everton Football Club were synonymous. Whether you thought that was for good or for bad, is irrelevant for today. What's relevant is, unfortunately, as I said, we've got to talk about this news, and yeah, sending all of our love and well wishes to Bill's family and friends and everybody that was close to him. So yeah, just thought to do a little video because I thought, you know, I had a bit of a responsibility to talk about the fact that there's not really any need to talk about Everton Football Club or the running of Everton Football Club today. We should be focusing on sending our love and respect towards Bill's family and friends in what is such a difficult time. So yeah, there you go. Cheers for watching, and we'll see you soon.